Well, the good news continues for interest rates. It was a bit unexpected after this morning's inflation news, y'all, so we're going to dive right in and look at the numbers. Here's the headline for the third day this week. Interest rates on the national average, according to Mortgage News Daily, are in the 5's. Y'all, you have to go back to September of 2022 to find interest rates in the 5's. So we are back to a milestone moment, and as that headline starts reappearing, and as folks that are interested in getting in the market start seeing that rates have hit the 5's, we've crossed a pretty significant psychological barrier that had been keeping folks on the fence. So hopefully we will see some good activity. I will tell you personally, I have seen activity pick up significantly this week on that news. So here's the numbers according to Mortgage News Daily. National average 30-year fixed rate conforming loan, 5.99% today. 1 week ago, that same average had us at 6.04%. A month ago, we were at 6.15, so we're a little over an eighth better than we were 30 days ago. Y'all, we also hit 5.99 on both Monday and Tuesday of this week. So this is the third day this week that we have seen the national average in the 5's. That is tremendously good news, y'all. And again, it couldn't be coming at a better time as we are ramping up for the spring buying season. This really hasn't moved Fed futures much. We look at Fed futures according to the CME FedWatch tool. There is still only a 48% chance of a cut at the June 17th meeting. There's not much of a chance of a cut at any of the meetings prior to that. And then we have a 67% chance of a cut at the July meeting. That's the one where Kevin Warsh's impact is expected to be felt as our new Fed chair, expected to take that chair in May, just ahead of the June 17th meeting, which is why we have even a 48% chance of a cut at that meeting. So we'll see how that goes. Producer price index that came out this morning, y'all. I waited until today. Normally do this video on Thursdays. Wanted to get this data from PPI today. Much hotter than expected, y'all. Year over year was 2.9%. While that is down from 3% that we were at, it is still 0.3 higher than we were expecting. We were expecting this to come in at 2.6 year over year, came in at 2.9 year over year. I was expecting a harsh sell-off in the bond market. We did not get that, y'all. The bond market actually has been in a bit of a relief rally because this report wasn't any worse than this, so that it didn't shock us to the upside with just a wild out of control number. Seemed to give a bit of a relief rally to the bond market, and we're seeing that play out today. In fact, the 10-year Treasury, y'all, which we don't talk a lot about, has dropped below 4% for the first time in quite a while. And if it closes there, that could mean very good things for the bond market in general. Keep in mind that as bonds become more actively traded, increased demand for bonds pushes the prices higher. The yields move inverse to those prices. Those yields are our rates. So we want folks buying bonds, particularly mortgage bonds, in order to see interest rates come down, and we are seeing that happen today. So what does it all mean? Well, let's look at some numbers, y'all. I get requests to do numbers frequently, or get some good feedback when I do, at least. You take a $500,000 mortgage that was closed at 6.875. You refinance that today to 5.875, just knock a point off of it. Y'all, that knocks $327 off that payment. That's a significant savings, y'all. And even if you assume a 3% cost to refinance it, you're recouping that in 3.5 years. 45 months is all it takes to recoup that investment on a 1-point improvement on a $500,000 mortgage. Y'all, every scenario is different. The type of loan matters. Frankly, I can offer significantly lower rates on FHA and VA refinances than conventional loans in many cases. So those are even more advantageous to take a look at. Here's what it takes, y'all. I'm going to give you all a rare call to action. If you want to see whether it's worth your while to refinance your loan, but you don't necessarily want to apply for a mortgage to find that out, just shoot me a good pic of your most recent mortgage statement. Y'all, the next time you get one in the mail, or if you've got one handy from last month, grab it, take a good picture of it with your cell phone, and text it to me. Y'all, I will run the numbers and see if it's worth your while to refinance that. And I can also tell you when it will be worth your while to refinance it. Even if it's not worthwhile today, it might be worthwhile, in a month or in a week if we see further improvements. So let's take a look at it. Let's let the numbers speak. Doesn't cost a penny, y'all. I'm happy to run the numbers. Like I've said many times, a lot of folks like crossword puzzles. I love doing this kind of mortgage math. I'll sit in front of the TV at night with my laptop in my lap, just crunching away on this stuff. It's literally something that I enjoy doing. So avail yourself of it. Shoot me your most recent mortgage statement. Let me take a look, see if it's worth your while. Happy to do that. Obviously, y'all, purchase business is our bread and butter, but I enjoy doing refinances as well. Saving money is what it's all about, and I'm more than happy to dive in and take a look and see if it's worthwhile. Stay blessed, stay safe. We'll talk to you next week.